hello and greetings from my office in my apartment. As many of you probably already know, we will not be meeting together on Sunday physically for worship, but we want you to know that you are still a part of a community, even if we cannot be gathered together in the same building. As a part of that, as Steve introduced yesterday, we will be holding a practice of midday prayer as a time for us to come together to pray for our neighbors, our community, and for the world. And we also hope that this will be a time for you to come into the presence of God and to rest and to know that you are doing that with others. I invite you to find what works for you in this time. Sometimes we'll be posting videos using the Book of Common Worship. Sometimes we'll be reading prayers that we've written. Maybe sometimes we'll just be posting the prayers and also posting videos of hymns or pictures to focus our attention. But find the space that works for you. If it's during your lunch break, or if you're now at home, working from home, or if you have time, maybe even calling your friends from church and inviting them to pray with you. I will be reading today from Mark chapter 6, verses 34 through 44. And I invite you, before I start to read, to take a deep breath, to silence your cell phone and put away all of the other things that are distracting at this time, and just focus your heart and your mind and your spirit and your whole being on God in prayer. As he, Jesus, went ashore, he saw a crowd, and he had compassion for them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things. When it grew late, his disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now very late. Send them away, so that they may go into the surrounding village and country and buy something for themselves to eat." But he answered them, "You give them something to eat." They said to him, "Are we to go and buy 200 denarii worth of bread and give it to them to eat?" And he said to them, "How many loaves have you? Go and see." When they had found out, they said, 5 and 2 fish. Then he ordered them to get all the people to sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of hundreds and of 50s. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples to set before the people. And he divided the 2 fish among them, and all ate and were filled. And he took up 12 baskets full of broken pieces of the fish. Amen. Holy wisdom, holy word. Thanks be to God. Jesus Christ, bread of life, like a loving grandmother with hungry mouths to feed, you know how to make a little go a long way. Currently, children who rely on meals provided at their schools must find reliable alternatives. Families adjusting to life on a reduced income struggle to put dinner on their tables. And those who are familiar with hunger, with the sensation of hunger, still long to be fed. Fill the hungry, Lord. Just as you taught the disciples, teach us to respond when you say, "You give them something to eat." Light of the world, today we celebrate your abundance on the first day of spring. Daylight grows longer, and the sun warms the green grass. New buds emerge from beneath the dirt, and bird songs drift in through open windows. Thank you for signs of new life and for the simple pleasures of spring. Gracious God, your provision is creative and generous. Like the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, multiply our hope and our compassion. Like blossoming seedlings, grow in us a passion for generous giving and an awareness of your abiding love. Amen. May the God of peace be with us. Amen.